Hi, guys. Ali, I wanted to start with you. What does it mean to you to be here heading into the Western Conference Final?
It's huge. I think, growing up, from Toronto, watching the MLS, playoffs, being at some of the games in Toronto, supporting their run and seeing what it did for everyone in that city in Toronto and how special it was. I think it's for me now to be here, it's a full circle moment, and it's special that I think we're Vancouver, still in Canada. Seeing what it's doing to the city and the buzz around the city, and to be a part of that game on Saturday, and 54,000. Like you said, Western Conference Finals in the MLS, it's a blessing.
Ralph, can you talk to us about how your role has evolved with the team this season and how you're feeling heading into this next game here?
Yeah, I think kind of been involved throughout the whole season, but obviously in this last stretch, been more involved in a different position. But I think it's just about keeping myself ready and just being confident and just playing football when I get the chance to do it. So it's been good.
Guys, I'm just curious your thoughts. If you could just take me back to Saturday. You talked about the buzz, but how crazy was that match? How long did it take you to come down from it? And do you think fans will ever be able to get a witness match like that? Because it really did have everything. What was it like from your perspective?
Similar. It was. I can say now it was fun because we won, right? But seeing that free kick go in, and them celebrating was, it was a gut punch into we're down to 8 men. But then unbelievable seeing how the way everybody, dug deep and PKs. I think once, you got to PKs psychologically, I think it felt like we already won, and yeah, I think, my family was there. It's special. They all really, enjoyed it. Are still talking about it. Some of my family's first game ever, and they will never forget that. I think it was a legendary night, and to be a part of it, amazing.
Ralph, what stands out for you? Because you go down to 10 men, then you go down to 9 men, you get into penalties and you win in penalties. But like I said, it really had everything. What stands out to you about that match?
It's tough to pick out one thing that stands out, just because it was so crazy. But I think just the group being able to kind of stay resilient, especially after the free kick goes in, was big. I think it's morally difficult when you're up 2-0, and then you get a red card and you see a free kick like that go in. So I think just the ability of the group to stay strong in that moment and stay together was definitely special.
Yeah, Ralph, just to, I guess, add to that, for yourself, it looked like you were really pushing through, dealing with maybe an injury or just fighting through some pain in that game. Was that how everyone was feeling in a game like that went the distance?
Yeah, I think so. This time of year, it's do or die. So the games are more intense, more physical. Guys are taking hits, giving hits. So yeah, I think everyone was kind of just pushing and giving every last bit of energy that they had.
Did you ever think about, what substitutions might look like, or who was coming in? What was the group mentality like in those moments as everyone's kind of stepping up in that game?
I think, like you saw, the way we finished the game was, I think, a back five of Jeevan, me, Matthias, Eddie, and Seba. So it was kind of just a bunch of guys in a bunch of different spots, but everyone was ready. Everyone was committed and was giving everything. And I think that was a huge part of how we were able to pull it through.
Ralph, yeah, you're a midfielder converted to center back. You played with a lot of different partners in the back four. You're going to obviously be playing with Matthias Laborda or Jodrick. How do you find that chemistry with so little match playing with these guys and get on the same wavelength in such a big game coming up on the weekend?
All the principles of how we want to play are the same, no matter who's playing. So on that part, it's pretty easy. Obviously, playing with different guys have different strengths, so you adjust a little bit to that, but what we want to do as a whole is clear. So I think whoever plays knows what their job is.
Ali, how is the ankle doing? And how do you defeat San Diego? Both teams like to have the ball, but there's only one ball.
My ankle's still not 100%, but there's probably, like Ralph said, that this time of the year, a lot of guys are not 100%. So I'm not, even thinking about my ankle for any excuses. But San Diego, I think they're kind of similar to us. They like to possess the ball and beat teams like that. They got some good players from the back to the front, good structure. But, I think, our experience and, our belief and everything this year, I think, we're more worried about, our principles and what we can do, and I think we have a good shot against anybody in this league.
Ali, you hit 100 appearances for the Whitecaps, first WFC2 player to hit that milestone. Since 2022 to now, 3 years, can you talk about your incredible journey and making it to that feat?
Yeah, it's crazy, 100, with the team that, finally gave me a shot to, be a professional and, allow me to, be on this stage, and time flies. Still will never forget the Austin days with you. You recorded everything, but yeah, it's been fun just developing each year. Now third year, we get over that hump that we couldn't get over, the first few years. But it's been a lovely time in this city, and, we got 2 more to go.
And Ralph, you guys already have been to San Diego. What are you hoping to, play differently? They're a very strong team. Their fans are very strong. What are you expecting going there and making sure that you guys punch your ticket to the finals?
It's going to be a hard game. I think us and them have been at the top of the West the whole season since the first day. So it's going to be a good game for the neutral between 2 of the best teams in the league. And so it won't be easy. We're going to have to, hopefully we don't suffer as much as we did in the LAFC game, but there will be moments where we will have to suffer, and we'll have to be together. But I think if anyone can do it, it's us. So we'll be excited, we'll be ready.
Hey, Ralph, so first of all, how comfortable were you playing that position that you played in that last game? And do you think that your versatility is going to be one of the things that keeps you here?
I feel comfortable, I would say, anywhere on the pitch. I think, especially the way we play, I think suits me well, to where I can almost play with my mind, I would say, sometimes more than even my physical abilities. And so it's just about understanding what my role is, wherever it is, and just doing what I need to do to help the team. My versatility, it's not up to me to decide where I play. I think right now, obviously, because of the situation, it's pretty clear where I'll play if I do play. But yeah, it's just about being ready for whatever and just doing whatever's asked of me.
Have you thought about where you have come from at the beginning of the season to where you are now? Have you thought about that?
Yeah. I think, obviously, the light is probably on me a bit more now. But I think I've obviously improved But I wouldn't necessarily say I'm, you know, 100 times better player than I was 10 months ago. I've obviously improved in a lot of areas, but I think also I've just gotten more comfortable with what Jesper wants, just more confidence, and just more, how do you say, consistency in terms of playing. So the more you play, the easier it becomes, the more comfortable you get. So I think it's just a lot of factors.
And we'll go online next. AGR, please.
Hey guys, I'll just go Ralph first. You're talking about the comfort you have playing different positions. I just want to ask about the confidence. 'Cause it feels like you've really grown into the role. I mean, there were times on Saturday you're bodying guys, you're flying into tackles. There's a certain confidence. Just where does that kind of that swagger, that energy has come from? Even if as you've tackled a new position in those challenges.
It just comes from the group. I think we're a team where you have guys around you that'll make your life easier, and you have a coach who will put you in positions to succeed. So with that, it's just about taking care of my job, because I know the guys around me will take care of theirs, and that just makes it more clear and easy for me to focus on what I need to do.
Ali, I'm curious because obviously you know this well with sometimes Canadians. Feels like you got to get your chance. There's a lot of versatility. You're asked to move around the pitch. Just how important of an asset is it to these Canadian guys that there's a bit of this adaptability? It seems that no matter if it's wing back, full back, winger in your case or in Ralph's case, getting asked to play center back, that's a trait that you guys seem to carry as Canadian players.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, my first few years, that's how you get your opportunity. Anytime you're able to get on the pitch. My first few years, sometimes playing as an 8. My first game I started was as a midfielder, and anytime you get an opportunity, you rather get the opportunity, somewhere where maybe you're not used to playing than not get an opportunity, and let that open doors. And I think Ralph is a prime example of that right now. He looks like he's been playing there for years, and he's massive for us right now.
We'll go to Simon up next. Go ahead, Simon.
Quick question for both of you guys. Maybe Ralph could start. Are you looking forward to having another crack at the San Diego side when you consider the 2 meetings you had with the seeding? And I'm not so much thinking about what happened in the home game, but the goalless draw, or the draw that you got there, which was a game that you could have won when you think of the 2 games you had against them. Do you think in some ways you're actually looking forward to just getting another crack at playing them?
I think we are looking forward to playing them. I wouldn't say because of what happened during the regular season. I would say because we've just been the 2 best teams. And I think it's just going to be a great occasion for the 2 best to go at it for a chance to go to the final. These are the moments that you work hard for throughout your whole life, to play in games like this, 1 versus 2, same amount of points. And so winner takes all. I think it's exciting. It's exciting for sure.
And for you, Ali?
Yeah, for sure. It's the MLS, Western Conference Finals. Winner gets to go to the MLS Cup final. So these games, you mean a little more for sure, and you're a little more anxious and excited. You wake up with a smile on game day, and this is what we wanted. Like he said, one versus 2. It would have been lovely, of course, if it was at BC Place, but regardless, we've been I think very good on the road this year. And again, 2 best teams. Winner goes to MLS Cup. We're excited.
Okay, perfect. That's all we have for you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.